Hello. I've got a lot to say, so be patient. This story.
Hey, George.
This story.
Do I need it? Do I need it? Hey, this story is going to be about three things, okay? Number one, who? Nikki. All right. It's going to be number one about Nikki. Number two, about community and communities. And number three, it's going to be about you and how I want to thank all of you. I love being here today in this building. Such an important community to be a part of. And I can still envision in the 1980s walking in here after playing football out there for hours, walking in, looking over at my mom, and she'd say audibly, why are you frowning? Nation Bowum? Is that what you said? She used to yell it. I said, all right, so I had to smile whenever I came in here, right? I don't know, maybe I just lost the game and I was mad, but she didn't like the mad look on my face. So she used to remind me to smile as I walked in. That was one of the first lessons that she taught me right here. And right where you're sitting. Imagine her for a second here in the 80s. But then imagine her, many of you were here the last time she was here, was at Hana Sahara. That was a pretty special night, and it was a happy night. So that's why I'm happy to be here, because there's so many memories, not of just this community, but of Nikki here. And as I was finishing my dinner, I got up and I felt an urge to look for Nikki to see if she needed anything, because I've really never been here without her. So this is a very, very special place. So speaking of community, we're on to the second part. I want to thank this community, the Nadi, the Arab Community Center, for love and support and your friendship all these years. Very important part of our life and her life. Another community I want to thank is St. Mark's Orthodox Church. I want to thank Father Barker. Where's Father Barker? Is he still here? All right, Father Rohan. And back in the day, Father Graycar, for people who remember him, right? She was a woman of faith, dedicated to the Orthodox Church. Till the end, was upset that I didn't go to St. George in Chicago. It was just too far for me. She didn't understand that. But she was a woman of faith and loved the Orthodox Church, so that was a great community. And then she had other communities. Her workout community. Who remembers the name of her workout community? Body Works. Nikki went to Body Works. She went there. She tried to go every day. She went for years to Body Works. And then her west side of Youngstown community. Who remembers Mitzi's Cafeteria? Right? Let's do a shout out to Stella and Molly and Betty and who else? Nancy. That was her community. The Mitzi's Cafeteria community and the West Side community. And recently, she had another community. Canfield Place. That's where she lived for the last 6 years. She had challenges, obviously, in her health. We all know that. Mobility is a challenge. So grateful for the people of Canfield Place. They were there in her time of need and our time of need, really. As most of you know, she probably told you, she hated it, right? She didn't really like him very much. But I think really deep down inside, she knew that was best for her, and she appreciated the care, and she was grateful to be getting the care. And as Jackie and Musa and Brenda said on that sad night, they were in the room crying for Nikki, because it was a good community to take care of her final days. Another community. My friends were her community. If you were to go to her Facebook page and mine, you would see that we have 178 mutual friends. I thought that was fantastic, right? And, my friends all love Nikki, and really that's how I got to be, how she got the name Nikki was me introducing her to my high school friends as Nikki. It wasn't Mrs. Rafeedie in high school. For whatever reason, I started calling her, as a friend called me, and she just rolled with it, and she loved it. And there are hundreds and hundreds of people and my friends that call her Nikki these days, so my friends. And then how about my work friends? They know Nikki too. Let me tell you a little story about one of my first jobs in Cincinnati. I was a 23-year-old kid, moved to Cincinnati. Jackie and Nikki came for the 4th of July holiday, and one of my colleagues, my boss actually, was having a beautiful 4th of July party in her backyard with a pool. It was a beautiful day. So, oh no, bring your mom, bring your sister. So everyone from my work was there. It was a small company, but there were 25, 30 people there. And of course, Nikki started talking to some people, right? And I didn't have any problem with that, right? Of course, she's very social. So she's talking to one of my colleagues, another one of my bosses, and she, this woman Ellen, happened to be the daughter of the president of the company. That's red flag number one, right? Nikki's talking to the daughter of the president of my company. And my president of my company, he had an interesting personal life where he ended up getting a divorce, and he actually was now married to someone else who was at that party. So mom, she's connecting the dots. Okay, that's your father, that's his wife, but that's not your mom. There's your mom. And then Nikki just looked, and I'm sitting there, what's happening here? She looks at Ellen, one of my bosses. She goes, was there any hanky-panky? And I said, oh, dear Lord. And Ellen, God bless her, Ellen, she started cracking up. She was like, oh no, Nikki, there was no hanky-panky. And then she was like, well, at least I don't think so. So Nikki even got her thinking if there was some hanky-panky going on. So that's a term that I use a lot every once in a while, and I think of Nikki. But that's just how she was, right? If she had a question, what did she do? She asked it. If she had an opinion, what happened? She told you. And if she loved you, what did you feel? You felt it. You felt love. And now our other community, our most important community, her family. She loved her family so much. She enjoyed knowing the goings on of everyone. Sometimes maybe a little too much, right? But she was always the most reliable source of information, right? For many family members. I heard it a dozen times that I always called Nikki to find out when someone got married, or when was their anniversary, or she called me on my birthday. But accurate or not, solid information or gossip, she had something to tell you. About all of you. We loved her. We loved her for it. She was the birthday and anniversary encyclopedia. She remembered who attended what wedding and how much they gave you. She had a journal for me. Like, yeah, they gave you $100. And she would probably have something to say about what you were wearing. She never liked my haircuts, and always thought I gained weight. She loved her sister Nijma. I'm going to need a second for this paragraph. She loved her brothers. She was always proud to be part of such a big family raised by Yaqub and Zahra. Khalo Assam and Khalo Bassam, thank you for being great little brothers. You have had a very hard last few years, losing brothers and sisters. And know that we recognize that, I recognize that. And for both of you and Khalo Bassam, the remaining three, we love you. And she loved you. to Aunt Brenda. You're an angel. Let's hear it for Aunt Brenda. Come on. I thank all of Nikki's sister-in-laws, all of you, for your love and friendship. But let's go back to Aunt Brenda for a second. As someone who has gone above and beyond over the years, she loved you, we love you, she appreciated you and Eloisa so much. There's always comfort from us knowing that she could always rely on you for anything, so thank you. And as I told many of you the last couple of days, so proud of her nieces and nephews. And always knew what was happening, who was moving where, what was going, who was pregnant. But even more than that, she celebrated all of you. At your weddings, with your kids, your husbands, your wives, your husbands and wives' families. I mean, she knew it all, and she was very proud of everything that you accomplished and what you are accomplishing. You all know this. You had a great auntie, Nuha, or Nunu, like someone used to call her. And you have some great stories, so pass them on to your kids. All right, her grandkids and great-grandkids. Where are they? In the corner over there. Look at them. To Haya and Hannah, the first of the 6. You're incredible and outgoing and caring characters, personalities. Have something to do with Nikki. Some may say maybe directly attributable. Your outgoing personalities, your caring, your compassion, your curiosity. She loved you and was so proud of you from the day you were born until last week, when she actually shared with me the news of a pending other great-grandkid. I already knew about it, but I let her think she was telling me the news. That was very special. Thank you for bringing her joy and pride, always staying connected with her. Promise to share her spirit even more with Damien and Anya and the kids. To Victoria and Toledo Vic. Wow, did she enjoy you? How many times did she drive to Toledo by herself? Who was surprised that she was driving to Toledo by herself? I was. She did it many, many times. It was quite amazing to see. We see her in both of you. She loved that you were going to Ohio University, Victoria, and very proud of how you went through school, finished high school, always stayed connected, and went to Ohio University and living your own life over there to Little Athens, Ohio. Keep that up. And Toledo Vic, always so impressed with what you were up to. School, working with your dad. 3rd degree black belt, is that right? Don't mess with Toledo Vic. And for how kind you were, and how much you loved her, and it showed, and she knew that, and we saw that. Thank you. Thank you for being incredible grandkids to Nikki. Also, my 2, Max and Alex. She took great pride in having 2 grandsons named Rafeedie. She loved that, right? Almost too much. Telling her the news that Maxwell Adib was born was one of the happiest days of my life. Nikki, Jabat Walad! She brought us a boy! Thank you, Karen. She loved you for that. For many things, but for sure for that. Her shriek over the phone was really loud with happiness and tears. And Alex, the baby of the 6, she always had a soft spot in her heart for you. She beamed with pride as you played and hung tough with your bigger cousins and other kids in the neighborhood, but she never wanted to see anyone pick on you. She always told the story about you 2 walking around the cul-de-sac and you coming up across a neighbor and you go to the neighbor, "Hi, this is my cousin, Tate and Nikki." "Yeah, your cousin." But ever since that day, we called her cousin Tate and Nikki. And to both of you, as you know, she never really liked your hair. But for a different reason for why she didn't like mine. Yeah, walak, yeah, walak. To Musa and Adil and Karen, Nikki won the lottery for son-in-laws and daughter-in-law. Truly. Musa and Adil, you are also sons of Nikki and brothers to me.
Amen.
I just can't say how much you did for her over the years, how much you helped her, how much you made her laugh. If she wanted to go somewhere, you took her. If she needed help at the house, you helped her. It was just amazing and gave me great comfort and happiness over the years. And then Karen, every single time I heard you call Nikki Yumma, I beamed with pride. And you did that very early on. She loved you from day one. The three of you treated Nikki as your own mother, and she as your kids. Thanks for coming into all of her lives and for all you did to her. Damien and Anya. She loved that her first two grandchildren. Where are they? Damien, where's Anya? There she is. Married such wonderful people. I'm glad you both got to spend time with her and have memories of her uniqueness. So you'll remember that and pass that on. Jackie, you were her companion for many years after Eddie. You were her ride or die. You did travel together, went to the mall together, you came here together, did a lot together. And even after you went to Toledo, you kept so close, with her just getting in the car, coming to see you and the kids. She was and always will be your poopy. To Brenda, words can't describe how much you have done for Nikki over the years. To reiterate what Musa said, not just these past few years while she was at Canfield Place, but from the time you left the house to get married in 1984, you were always present. You were always there. You were always relied upon by Nikki. You were always delivered. It hasn't really always been easy for you, but there was incredible comfort amongst many of us, especially me, knowing that you were always there nearby and always went above and beyond to ensure her well-being. Thank you. And those are Nikki's legacies as I can describe them from her great communities. And now, Nikki moves on to another community, another wonderful community. She leaves her wonderful community on earth and moves to be part of another community in heaven. A community that is filled with love and laughter, starting with her husband, Adib, and her daughter, Lucy. Eddie, she's all yours again. We better warn the others. She's on her way. Love you, Nikki. Rest in peace. Thank you.